Hey guys, it's Jess from Midsummer, and I'm here to do another segment of Bookish Baking. Today I'm going to be doing cookies inspired by A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. And I will say that the recipe, which I will post below, is actually from the virtual guide to hosting your own release party for A Court of Wings and Ruin that Bloomsbury posted. So thanks Bloomsbury for this recipe. We'll see how well it turns out. So basically it's a really easy basic sugar cookie mix. We're going to put 3/4 of a cup of butter in here that's at room temperature so it's soft. And then we're going to follow it up with a cup of sugar. And we're going to cream those together before we do anything else. Now that the butter and sugar have been creamed together, we're going to add 3 eggs. And it might be easier to do this with this up. After we put in the eggs, we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, so it's going to give it a little bit of flavor. And then we get to mix it again. All right, time to add the mixture. So let's talk a little bit about A Court of Wings and Ruin. Now, after A Court of Mist and Fury came out last year, I read it about 8 times in just the first month that it came out. I swear it was the biggest period of nothing happening on Midsummer because I was so swept up in reading Aftermath. So, of course, I was super duper excited for the 3rd installment in Feyre and Rhysand's story. Now, first let me talk about something that I have trouble with Sarah J. Maas's books. It's a lack of diversity. And I've talked to a couple of my best friends about this, and it's something that I appreciate her so much for trying to put in more diversity in her books. But at this point, it kind of just feels like she's throwing token characters in, especially token LGBT characters or characters who aren't white, just to kind of satisfy her diversity. Like she's doing a list of, oh, I've got a gay character, oh, there's a black character, oh, there's a brown character, etc. And I said etc instead of saying etc. You know what I meant. And I struggle with it because, yes, I appreciate what she's doing and I appreciate that she's trying, but I also struggle with the fact that it just feels like token characters just to satisfy people. That being said, I still really love this world that she's built, starting with The Court of Thorns and Roses, which I actually didn't really like that much, but Aftermath really saved it for me. And so this book, obviously, it starts off with Feyre stuck with Tamlin the Tool, and then she's basically throwing in all of these shady things going on in his court to kind of undermine him, which I think is amazing. It reminds me a bit of Aelin from the Throne of Glass series, though. So she's pretty diabolical in these first few chapters, and it seems much more like something Aelin would do than what Feyre would do. But we really don't have to wait too long, and Feyre and Rhys are reunited, mates reunited, and I'm not going to lie to you, they were pretty much the reason I wanted to keep reading this book. I wanted to find out where these characters were going, especially after she got sent to Tamlin the Tool at the end of Aftermath. Spoiler alert. Hope you've read it by now. So it goes on from there, and I really like what she's done so far. I really do. I think the sexy times were a little bit better in Aftermath than they were in this. It was much more of a plot point in A Court of Mist and Fury than it is in A Court of Wings and Ruin because it was part of the mating bond coming for Feyre and Rhysand. Alright, so now I've greased my cookie pan, and then we're going to spread out the mixture for the cookies here on my cookie sheet, and then we're going to bake it for about 18 to 20 minutes. Maybe a wooden spoon isn't the best thing to use to get cookie dough out of a mixing bowl. Maybe it's just me, you know. Okay, so now that my cookies are spread out, yes, they don't look the smoothest, whatever, they still taste good. Now I put them in the oven. Okay, now that the cookies are out of the oven and cooling, it's time to make the frosting. And we're gonna be making it into 4 colors based on the recipe. And we're going to make the icing in pink, blue, purple, and white so we can make the night sky. So first thing is, again, softened room temperature butter, which again is super hard to get out of the paper. Then you're going to use 1 box of powdered sugar, and we're basically, this is just basic buttercream icing. Okay, 1 box. Like I did in my last video, I'm going to use a towel to cover this so that way it doesn't get powdered sugar everywhere. Now, we are going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, this is kind of just to give everything a little bit of flavor. Then the next secret to buttercream is pretty much just adding enough milk in to give it the consistency that you want. Now I have 4 bowls. 1 I'm going to leave white, just like the recipe calls for. And then we're going to scoop enough icing into each bowl. Okay. This is the white, so I'm going to set that aside for now. Now, I actually bought purple and pink food coloring, but you know you can just make those with, you know, red and blue for purple, and the white icing with a little bit of red. Just don't make it really potent. I just wanted mine to be bright. Okay, as you can see, my cookie spreading was not very good, but they're nice and fluffy, and they're still a little bit soft, so that way, you know, it won't be too heavy. So, according to the recipe, we're going to dollop different colors of frosting over the uncut bars, and we're going to use our large offset spatula to swipe a stroke across one section, and repeat with all the colors until the sections are frosted, so it really just blends it in. And then we're going to put white sprinkles on to look like the night sky. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so here's my night sky. Not the prettiest. I could put more white here, but I really don't care. So we're just going to put our white sprinkles on. Alright. And now, like I said, it's not the best. But here is my night sky. So now we're just going to cut the cookies, and I'm going to use my handy dandy pizza roller because that just, oh, it's so easy. Now I will say I'm going to take most of these to work to give to my students, but see, we got a nice sugar cookie layer with icing. It's really good. Definitely. You should definitely try this. Alright. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're enjoying Aquawar. And if you have any comments, especially about diversity or anything like that, maybe the writing quality, let me know. Let's have a discussion. Thanks again.